Hi everyone, again this is Saurabh. Welcome you to the A to Z of Algorithmic Trading webinar series brought to you by AlgoJi. Today is the fourth day, rather the fifth day of the webinar, that is Algorithmic Trading using Node.js and Python and Upstox API. And like I always request, if you're a beginner, you're requested to attend all the webinars. They are free. Each of these webinars is by a different expert. They will give you a totally 360 degree of exposure about algo trading. And if someone has issues in accessing the course, please visit the My Account section on the top right, or you can email support@algoji.com for any kind of support issues. For recordings of these webinars, whatever recordings are possible, they're being put out on our YouTube channel. Coming to today's webinar, that is algorithmic trading using Node.js or Python and Upstox API. So it will be delivered by Suraj, who is a senior software engineer at Upstox. The agenda for today's webinar is, first we'll discuss the Upstox API architecture, then a walkthrough on functionalities of logins, feeds, trades, and historical data, about order execution with the help of simple REST API calls to the Upstox API, as well as Suraj will share a lot of deployment tips for different strategy execution through Python and Node.js libraries. Okay, a bit of introduction about Suraj. He is an engineer in Upstox, a part of the team that built the main trading platform pro.upstox.com. I think a lot of people are already aware of that. The Upstox API as well as the trade button. So Suraj has been in charge of order entry, charts, positions books, order books, and option chain widgets on the Pro. He was leading the development of Upstox trade button, including its order entry and order update mechanism. He worked on incorporating MCX exchange into the Upstox Pro. Okay, Suraj, so I'll request you to kindly start sharing your screen and take over, please.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given us here. So Upstox API is basically the same set of APIs that power our Android app and the platform that you just saw. It's the same. We are just opening it out to the public so that you can take advantage of our servers and and trade using Upstox backend. Yeah. Okay. This one, our Upstox API, we have actually split it into two modules. Okay. One is the interactive, the other one is the historical. Okay. Interactive basically deals with all the real-time updates like your order updates and live OHLC and all that. While order management and portfolio management is also part of interactive only. Order management involves placing of orders, getting order book and position book and all that. Portfolio also, holdings and balances. All of that is part of the interactive module. Then we have the historical module. Historical module gives you the OHLC data. Now, what is OHLC data? It stands for open, high, low, and close. Okay, this is the data that you see in all the charts and everything. This is our developer console. Developer.upstox.com is where after you create an account with Upstox, you can go here, log in here, and create all your apps and everything and manage your dashboard from here. This is our console for all that. So you just have to click on create app. We'll be focusing on the API trading app today. So this is asking for a name. Let me just give it a name. AlgoJi demo. Redirect URL. I'll just give the default value. It does not have much relevance today. And postback URL is not needed. Postback is optional. This part we can skip for today. It is basically if you need responses to come to a particular server that you are running or anything. We're going to skip that today. Here we can see the pricing for historical and interactive. So right now I'm going to be opting for both and I have created my new app. Yeah. So I get two things. I get an API key and I get a secret. So I'm going to create creating a folder and going into it. Now I'm going to do something called I'm going to create an npm folder here. I'm going to do npm init. So AlgoJi, just giving the default values for now, not giving anything much. Yes, thank you. Now I need to install the Upstox package. npm install Upstox. Okay, and save it to your. Use the save keyword to add an entry into something called a package file, so that next time you don't have to type all of this and it will automatically install all this for you. So I'm installing the package. It's going to take some time. It's going to download and install and everything. I'm going to be copy pasting code so that it's going to save us a little time. So here, okay, I'm using the editor VS Code, Visual Studio Code. By the way, what you're seeing here is Visual Studio Code. This black screen is that. It is a very nice editor, very easy to use. Yeah, this is the AlgoJi folder. This is where we had stored our, installed our npm modules. Upstox was installed here. Here it is. So along with that, there is the package JSON files, and here is the file that I've created. I've created a file called start.js. I've required, this is the syntax to call Upstox instance, require Upstox. So it's going to get me the module inside my code and I can start using them. Okay. Now, after this, what you need to do is I need to have a config file. There are, our authentication process is twofold. Okay. First, we need to do the 1FA authentication, then the 2FA. So this is the standard procedure for all OAuth powered apps. Terminal. Okay. I'm going to show you the terminal way of loading it. Here we go. In my terminal now, here. Now I can see, okay, I'm going to clear everything else. You can see the file here. The start.js file is right here. I need to call this in Node. Now this is because I'm showing the Node API. I'm going to use Node to do this. Node space start.js. I have got a URL as a response. This is a URL I got, and you see that it is actually redirecting to api.upstox.com. Let's see where it takes us. Okay, now my app or AlgoJi demo is basically, it is a request access, giving permissions that you let this app manage your trades and see your stocks and everything. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and accept it because that is what I intend to do. Okay, now yeah, this is fine. What you need to focus on is the URL that it has returned back to. So you see in this URL, there is something called a code. That is my 1FA authenticated code. It has, this is the redirect URL you had mentioned, and it has given me the code on that URL. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to keep it in my this thing. So that is a code that I've got. It's a login code. Okay. Now we are done with 1FA authentication. Now going to 2FA. Get access token will return you the access token. That is basically what you need to start trading. Yeah, this is done as part of the 2FA process. Now this will take in an object. It's called, yeah, the object that you need to pass into get access token must contain these things. It must contain the API secret. It must contain the code that we just generated, grant type, and redirect URL. Grant type is something that is hard coded always, and you can just use the same thing always. It's called authorization code, and it's there in the docs. You can just figure it out from there. Now I'm passing this. Let me just pass this into it. I don't have to write. Okay, one more thing. Today's focus is on easy understanding. I am not optimizing the code, nothing. I'm just going to be writing crude like code just to make you guys understand what are the processes involved. That's all. There you go. Now, then I've run that code, I've gotten my access token. So I need to copy this. Copy. And this is going to be expiring in it's like almost 1 day's time. Set token, and I'm going to pass in the access token that I just got. Yeah. Now this Upstox module of ours is fully authenticated and ready to trade.
Yeah, can we take few questions now?
Please, yes.
Krishna is asking that can we place OCO orders through the Python API?
Yes, you can place all orders that you can place on Pro, all of them.
Fantastic. And Raghunath is asking, can we get order and trade details via socket instead of API calls?
Yes, you can. Yeah, but today I'll be focusing on the rest part of it. Sockets are also there.
Mhm. And Anirudh is asking, do we get market depth in the API? The best price buyers, and I think that should be there, right?
Yeah, it is there. You do get market depth. We are going to start connecting with the socket. So upstox.connect socket. That is the straightforward, simple method. Okay, I'm going to connect to my socket. I'm going to remove this also, or let me keep it commented. Let me see what I get when I fire this request. So this is the connect socket request, and I'll get a message like this in my then block. That means if it is success, I'll get a message like this. If it did not get connected, it will get connection socket not connected. It's going to tell me that. Now I'm going to run it again. Socket connected successfully. Okay, we have established a socket connection with Upstox backend. What do we do with it? Next part. Once you have a socket, we need a listener, a socket listener. Like, what do you do with the socket? You need to listen to something. It's nice. And the function that follows it will get executed every time a new order or a new message comes in each one of these categories. For example, when a live feed comes, this function is going to get executed. This function. And yeah, when a trade update comes, this one. So I'm going to remove all of this for now. Let's focus on only one thing. Okay, I've written a live feed update, live feed listener. And whenever there is an update coming, I am just going to put a console log saying LTP update has arrived. What we haven't subscribed or anything yet. So let's just go on to the next part. Now the socket is connected, listener is added. Again, notice that I have written the listener only after the socket has been connected. If you write it before that, then there is no socket that it can listen to. So it's going to throw an error.
Okay, there are a few questions. If you could take them now.
Sure. Shoot them.
Sanjay is asking, are the API asynchronous request response in nature?
They are asynchronous responsive in nature.
Shiva is asking, is there any limit on the number of orders that can be placed using algo per second?
We have a limit of 10 orders per second.
And what is the limit on the data fetch request per second?
We don't have a limit on that. You can fetch as much as you can. Yeah. But the bigger the data you fetch, the slower it's going to return because you don't want to. Just limit it to yourself. Just take only the data that you want. Now I'm going to subscribe to the feed. Once the listener is added, I'm going to subscribe. I'm writing another method here called subscribe feed. See, all of them are using the Upstox module. So subscribe feed takes an object. Subscribe feed is again same promise.then.catch format, but this one takes a parameter here. Now, once the subscription is successed, then I'll start getting responses on the socket here, the listener. Let's see. It's gonna print LTP update arrived, and it's gonna print a lot of values. Let us see how that works. Okay, now since we have subscribed, it is also good to unsubscribe it after a while. Otherwise, the backend is keeping a track of who is subscribing how much, and it will not let me subscribe again. So let me write the unsubscribe method also. After that, I am closing my socket after 10 seconds. Okay, upstox.close socket. So this is one full system right now. I'm creating a socket, then adding a listener, subscribing to a feed, waiting for 10 seconds, unsubscribing the feed, closing my socket. Here is how it works. Socket connected. We have the LTPs coming in. You can see the price is moving and all that. There you go. And it has closed. Unsubscribe success, and the socket has been closed. How many LTPs have we got? We have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have got about five values over the last 10 seconds. If it is a very fast moving trigger, then we'll get probably about 10, 15 and all that. So I hope everybody has seen. So in this one, we're getting a timestamp of at what point the ticker has arrived. Exchange, it is symbol, LTP, and close. So what my backend team was telling me was, we have hosted our services on AWS Mumbai. Our availability zone is sorry. By the way, our availability zone is AP South 1. Yeah, I saw a few questions on that. Asia Pacific South 1. Yeah, no problem, Krishna. Okay, now you guys have a good idea of how to subscribe to the feed and get your LTP data. Okay, let me just try to show you the full data. 1 second. Okay. Now master contracts. Now I'm gonna add symbol. I don't want all of it. I just want a few of them. I just want Reliance. I want the Reliance. Okay. Notice this is Reliance. All the script details of Reliance, GN, GDP, and PD, and circuit limit, yearly high, lot size. Lot size important. If you are placing orders, you know that is important. And oh, it's unsubscribed. Okay. Yeah, name, circuit limit. Oh yeah, there is a circuit limit if you want. And yeah, so all these details can be got using the master contract API. That is for script details. So yeah, these things, I think these are all the building blocks of your strategy. So all of these will be useful. So I'm just going to show it to you in pieces. You guys can put them together, and I'll also show a demo of try to show a demo of a strategy. Okay. Now we are going to try to have a small strategy and try to place orders. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to fetch yesterday's. This is a small thought or strategy that a few of us have discussed and thought we're going to demo this. I'm going to fetch yesterday's data, 1 day candle, and based on yesterday's close price and today morning first session, first candle of 30 minutes. For example, it's called a gap up trading. So if there is a small gap up, we're going to try to place a trade, and I'm going to use Nifty 50 stocks for this. So I have a list of stocks here in another file. So I'm just going to pick that and start with that. So here is my Nifty 50 futures and my Nifty 50. So I just have a list of stocks so that I'll just import this there. I'm going to call this. Yeah. And in our start.json, we are going to put this here. You don't need parameter. Okay. So this is basically NSEQ, which is our exchange and this thing, and with a separator like this, symbol name, simple, of all the Nifty 50 stocks. So we are going to analyze these today. First thing, I'm going to fetch yesterday's data, which is, hold on.
Okay, yeah. But they are actually asking so that they can understand the code. I mean, like, what is the logic behind the order placement here for the demo purpose here?
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to take yesterday's data. So this is the simple strategy that we're going to do. I'm going to take yesterday's close price and I'm going to compare that with today's first 30-minute candle close price. If the price has jumped by 2% compared to yesterday's close, we're going to short the stock. Okay, just place one order to short it. Yeah, I hope that is clear. I'm going to continue with it. Yeah. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to perform this calculation for all the Nifty 50 stocks. Yeah. So first thing, I need to get yesterday's close price. For that, we need to go to strategy. This function is a little complicated. I'm going to walk you through it. This is for 1st January. That is last Friday, the last trading day. We're going to compare Friday and today. So let's see what we get. We're going to console log this. This can wait. Sorry, mistake. Okay, so this is yesterday's last candle, yesterday's 1-day candle. It opened at 920 with a high of 935, low of 915, and close of this thing. The volume traded was this. Somebody was asking about a volume question. This is the volume. And yeah. Okay, so now we have one candle yesterday's. Now we're going to run the whole thing for all of the Nifty stocks. Let's see what we get. Nifty 50 for each, for all of them, for each one of them, I'm going to fetch the 1-day request. Okay, so this function basically does the whole fetching for each one of the items in the list. Okay, so I'm going to split because my format is like this: NSE and with a pipe or a line ITC. So I have to split with this line. Once I split with this line, the first part is the exchange, the second part is the symbol, like you see here. So I'm going to split each one of them with exchange and symbol, and I am placing the request with that exchange, that symbol for each stock for last Friday. Interval 1 day. Okay. So we need a little bit of extra code. I'm not going through this because it might delay the thing. But basically what I'm doing is all of these 50 requests are going to be returning at their own different times. Okay, we're going to fire all of them in parallel and each one is going to come back at its own time. So we are enclosing all of that in another promise statement and performing something when all of the things have returned. So we are using a promise to collect all the responses and show you. I'm going to minimize this one a little bit so that you can see more data. Excuse me. There you go. Okay. Now I have done a small processing. So I have got previous closes of all the 50 stocks in Nifty. Okay. Now all this was fetched using the historical API. And basically each one was a huge response. I've only taken the previous close. I'll show that code here. So see, get OHLC gave me inside this function. The response was basically the whole huge lot. I'm taking only response of the previous close and I'm putting it in the format that I want and I'm saving it. I'm writing it this way for you guys to understand so that this is not the right way to write it. Pre-calculated TA indicators, sorry. Yeah. Now this is today's data. This is 4. And see, I've changed the interval to 30 minutes. Today. And all data for 30-minute receipt. Let's see what happens if I fetch today's data. I'm going to remove the console log here. I'm going to print only today's data. Let's see what we get.
Okay, there's a question by Vimal. Maybe I should answer that. He's asking how do we use pre-calculated T indicators or built-in functions for technical analysis indicators. So Vimal, there are a lot of libraries for both Node.js and Python. You can search over GitHub. Okay, there are a lot of open source libraries which will give you these pre-built functions on technical analysis indicators. Okay, and Raghunath is asking, for order and trade, is API better or the sockets better? I mean, are the REST calls better or the socket better for for more efficient, for minimum latency? So Suraj, could you take that, please?
I would say, see, socket is only for order updates. We are not, so it is good to send all the orders over REST. That is better, I feel, using our API. Yeah. Why? There will be a lot of factors for that, and I think for this session we'll just limit the answer to please prefer REST over sockets for placing the trades. Get all the updates over sockets because that is a better way. Okay, socket is basically, we built it in a way where you can only use it to listen to events. Okay, nothing goes, you don't send anything over the socket anywhere. So we are using socket. The implementation that we did, socket is an incoming channel where the server sends you notifications. That is it. You don't
Right.
communicate to feeds, orders, order updates, and all that come over the socket to you. You don't send anything back over the sockets. Everything
Right.
that you communicate with the server is over REST in Upstox API.
Mhm.
It's the only option you have. Yeah. If you don't
Okay.
have the right listeners, then you have lost data. So yeah, once you keep the socket open, then there are a lot of things keep coming in. So you don't have to send any acknowledgement to the server or anything. Okay, so we have all the data here now. So we have yesterday's data and today's data. Now I'm going to compare and see if there is anything that has opened up. Fetch today's data. Now today's data has been done. Yesterday. This is going to be from here onwards. It's up to you what you're doing. So here we go. I'm writing it in the simplest way possible so that okay, hold on.
Suraj, is your voice muted? Hello, Suraj?
Yes. I have muted it for a while. I'll get back to you in like 5 minutes. I'm continuing on the coding. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to.
Okay. Sorry for the muting. Now, what we have here is we have two arrays. One is yesterday and the other one is today. And each one has 50 stocks and 50 close and open prices. Now I'm going to compare them. Now I'm going to run a loop on today's OHLC. Okay, yeah. So we see a lot of change here, but let's say let's take 1%. Let's take 1%. Okay, let's see what are the stocks that are more than 1% gain, because we don't see a lot of values there. Percentage change. Okay, now if another if percentage change is greater than 1, we're going to place order, or just log the symbols that are greater than 1. Okay, so finally we have a set of scripts that have jumped more than 1% since yesterday, and it is two values: D Dr. Reddy and Tech Mahindra. Okay, now we have the solution to our algorithm. Like, these are the values that these are the stocks that I'm interested in according to my algorithm, according to my strategy, and I'm going to place an order of my preference here. So place order API, just straightforward API right now. We have taken only NSEQ, so I can hard code this one here. So so we are going to short this transaction type. Okay, so I'm going to place simple orders for now and show you. So transaction type is S, which is sell, and exchange NSEQ symbol is my symbol. Quantity of 1. Okay, I'm sorry. Order type market order intraday. Okay, then let's see what the response comes. Let's place this. So we are going to be placing the order for the Dr. Reddy and Tech Mahindra. 2 orders. There you go. Okay, now I have placed 2 trades. Let me go check it from my Upstox as to what is going on here. Now let's check Tech Mahindra if everything is proper. If Tech Mahindra's first, yeah. It has opened lower. It has opened lower. Okay. So yeah. So now let me change the quantity and make it an OCO or a stop loss order or something. Okay, I'm not actually setting all the parameters right. So for now, yeah, this is how you place the orders and all that. I think everybody has got a real idea. So here, the order can be anything. So based on your priorities, you have to set all the variables properly. And if it's a CO order, put all the parameters properly and all that. So if you need reference, you can refer here, just like we were just doing, because we were not able to figure it out. So for example, AMO and all that. Yeah. So it's the same parameters as here. So you set all of them and you place the orders as per your convenience. All the parameters are given in the docs.
Sanjay is asking, can you refer some link to moving average crossover strategy? Sanjay, I'm not sure if Suraj has that, but he's shown how to code for different conditions, right? Suraj, do you have a ready-made strategy, or can we use the same, or what do you suggest? Shall we use the same template to code similarly for moving average?
Yeah, this is just a dummy. What you want to do with the historical data is up to you. So I've just shown you the framework of what to put where, how to call the sockets and all that. You, for example, let me show you one thing. So this is the place order method. So the place order method is already ready. So this find gap up, whatever you want to put, you can put it here. You can have your own logic here. You don't want to do find gap up, you want to do some other strategy, do that here. You want some other OHLC data, do that here. You don't want 30 minutes, change it. So this is just a framework of how a trading strategy execution through Upstox API will look like.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Vimal is asking, can you provide working app with basic functionality? So Vimal, I think, I mean, the code itself has all, everything what you need. Or what else do you mean by a working app actually?
I will share you this working prototype. I will give you this code and all the code that we have written today.
Right. So I
You can
think that should be
explore.
sufficient for it. And even to start, to start
Yes.
with the API within half an hour, right? If all code is there, complete function code is there, I don't think it will take more than 15 or 30 minutes to start, setting up the API.
So I am basically giving you all the pieces in different files. You can put them together in your own way. Yeah.
Okay. And Manotosh is asking, please explain the slippage involved. So I think I'll rather answer this question. See, Manotosh, slippage is a function of how you're placing the orders. Okay. So what we are covering in this session is about the technical aspects of placing the order, not the logical aspect of placing the order. Okay. The slippage that you'll get in your strategy, that depends on the logical aspects of how you're placing orders. For example, if you're placing orders in very fast moving stock, then obviously you'll have more slippage. If you're placing orders in a very slow moving stock during a dull market, then the slippage would be less. Okay, so slippage depends from strategy to strategy, and it depends. It is a logical thing. It's not it's not so much as a technical thing. Okay. Now, Anirudh is asking another question. Do you guys have sandbox environment for testing?
No, we do not have sandbox environment.
So yeah. So Anirudh, in this case, what you should do is you can start. You can try actually placing orders with a very small quantity, like 1 share or 2 share. Okay. So that will give you a very good feel about how to use the API.
Use the historical data to backtest your strategies until you are confident enough.
Yes, right. And Sandeep is asking support for strategy programming. So Sandeep, I guess I mean the Upstox team would not do. You can contact AlgoJi support for that. For any service you need about strategy programming in Python or Node.js. Okay, Praveen is asking what is the difference between semi-auto and fully auto trading. I mean, do you also have a semi-auto version where someone needs to click,
Yeah.
or there's a manual process involved in placing orders?
Yes, what Orpheus just explained to you was the semi-automatic process where you get signals from Amibroker and you go into AlgoLab and you click on the play yourself. Whereas what I just demonstrated is fully automatic.
Okay. So can we also make the Amibroker based process fully automated? That whenever there's a signal in Amibroker, it should automatically place a trade.
So that is not possible with AlgoLab, but if you can do it with the help of Upstox API, then that is possible. If you can so Amibroker also provides you just have to go and refer the documentation provided by them, wherein you can send signals to Excel with the help of VB.NET, and then you can build a layer on top of VB.NET in Excel, wherein you can place the automated orders from there itself. So that's like too much work, but still it is possible. So in that you won't be using AlgoLab in between, but you'll be using Upstox API itself.
Right. And then Krishna is asking, how do we use this API with Excel?
Okay, so it is all upon you. Like, we have given all the basic REST calls and everything. So it's about your understanding that how you're going to use it. So we have a .NET library as well in the doc section. So it is built by one of our partners, like HowYouTrade. So they have done a library for .NET, and they have done in Excel. So basically, it is possible. It's only about how you're going to build it.
Okay, thank you. And Shiva is asking regarding slippage, if the order isn't placed on the requested price and if the order remains pending, so does it get automatically cancelled? If an order is sent through the API and it remains open, okay, does the order get automatically cancelled? If yes, at what time?
The order will get cancelled. If it's a day order, then it will get cancelled at 4 o'clock. If it's an EOS end of session order, then it will get cancelled at 3:30.
And both
It is-
we can, specify these orders in the API, right? In the port, right?
Hold on. I'll just show you the place where we did that. So we have a field called duration here, where you can just set it. Duration and day. You can set it as day or all that. So that is how you do it, day or IOC. US, day or US. So that is another field where you specify when you want it to get the validity of the order. Yeah, let me just introduce the team. This is Suraj here, and we have Alok and Orpheus with me, helping me out with stuff. Yeah. So those are the three of us.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Like I was saying, so we offer free delivery trading. I hope you guys have seen the slides. I'm not sure if that part was missed. And yeah, the website links are here. Please check them out. And yeah, it's easy to find on Google Play also. Just do a simple search for Upstox and you'll find it. So here we have a very widget-based layout here. You can add your watch list, move them around, charts, and everything. Just click and drag, position them according to your trading needs and all that. So this is the platform that we have. And yeah, there is also a free demo. You don't have to have an account with us. You can just go to the website and try the demo. That is there. Okay, so we offer a few order types: simple, OCO, CO, and AMO. I'll explain each one in detail. Okay. So a simple order is basically, let me try placing a simple order here. I know none of the orders will go through right now because it's off market times, but you'll get the idea. So I'm trying to buy Reliance. So this is our order entry widget, and yeah, I'm going to place a simple order of quantity 1 and the buy price. So whatever buy price I enter, for example, I want to buy it at 935, for example. And if I press buy, the order is gonna go to the exchange in that order, yeah, and that price. And if the price matches, there will be a trade. Right. And going from simple, okay, this is the limit order. Going to market order, whatever quantity it is going to get executed at the market price. Whatever the price the market is going to be trading at, it is going to get executed. Yeah, if there are buyers. Yes. Limit, you can specify the price at which you want it, like that. Then there is stop loss. Stop loss is basically you can add another field called where you just reduce your losses. Like you put a trigger price at what point you want it to be, and yeah, limit your losses using a stop loss. This thing. Now coming to OCO and CO, these are two special type of orders that we allow you to place. One OCO is called one cancels the other, and CO is called cover order. Now these two they're not one order exactly. They are a set of orders. So OCO is basically a 3-legged order, and CO is 2-legged order. So when you place a CO order, there will be one limit order that goes in the front, and once that is executed, there is going to be an automatic stop loss that will get placed. I'll show you. So we are selecting CO. So like you see, if I select a limit order, I can put a limit order. Also, I have a stop loss field here. If it is sell, then it's a stop loss buy, or if it's a buy, it's a stop loss sell. So it's going to be a 2-legged order. The first leg is going to go after the completion of the first leg. The second leg will automatically get sent. It's going to be in passive state until the stop loss value is hit, and then it's going to go to the exchange and fill the order. OCO on the other hand is a 3-legged order. One cancels other, or it's also called as bracket orders with some other traders, or yeah, it's the word. So in an OCO, there are much more terms. So it lets you put a target as well as a stop loss. A target is basically at what point, at what price you want to book the profit and automatically place the trade, and like basically squaring off. And yeah, and the stop loss is basically the limiting your loss. So I'm going to show you how that is placed. So you put your quantity and your buy price and your stop loss and your target. Extra fields. So the target is going to be target and stop loss are both sell orders if your order is a buy. So there are 2 sell orders active, and if any one of them gets triggered, the other gets cancelled. one cancels the other, like that. Yeah, these are, and we also have intraday and delivery in all of these options. And yeah, now that we have finished with orders and all that, moving on to the next one, which is our topic for discussion today, Upstox API.
Suresh, hi.
Yeah, please.
If you do mind, before starting with the code, we have a couple of questions. If you could take them.
Sure.
Okay, so Vimal is asking, does it also allow trailing stop loss orders? Trailing stop loss orders. No?
Yes. With OCO. Any more questions?
OCO, yeah, it allows. Yes. Does it allow TSL orders with OCO?
TSL orders. Can you explain what that is?
Trail stop loss.
Oh, stop loss. Yes. We do have trailing stop loss. 1 second. If you are seeing it, then here it is. So you put an OCO and here. So you can trail by how many ever ticks you want. You have TSL. Okay.
Thanks. And Suhas has a question asking, can we use bracket order for MCX?
Yes, we can use bracket orders for MCX. It is there in our platform.
And for which scripts is it enabled? Bracket order in MCX? I mean, typically, there are some
FNOs. All futures of MCX we can place OCO.
Okay, and Vimal is asking that Upstox. He's saying that Upstox does not allow to cancel bracket order. So could there be some provision? I mean, he's saying could there be an improvement in future that he could modify or cancel a bracket order?
He can modify, but he'll have to modify the legs himself. You have to understand how it works, and it's not like one order. No, you can't just cancel. Yeah, if he really goes into this, I mean, if he tries to understand what the orders are, it is possible to modify them. But you need to modify the individual legs, not as one order.
So could you take that with the help of an example? How typically bracket orders are modified?
I cannot do that because we cannot place orders right now, and yeah.
Okay.
That could be, we can do that on some other time. We'll focus on API today.
Okay. So, and Shiva is asking, can we place OCO orders for equities for intraday, or is it allowed only for FNO?
Equities also you can place. Yeah, there is no such.
Okay.
You can place for equities, yes.
Okay, I think now the rest of other questions are related to APIs, so we can start over with the API and then we'll come back again to this question. Just one more by Shyam. Shyam is asking, can I write Bank Nifty options under cover order?
Can you come again? Sorry.
He's asking, Mr. Shyam is asking, can I write Bank Nifty options under cover order?
Yeah. Yes, Bank Nifty options is possible. Yes.
Okay, great. So yes, right, and there was still one more question. Just give me a second. No? Just scroll. Okay, so there's another Saurabh. He's asking, is there any coding involved? So I guess no coding involved up to this point of time unless we are using
if you are using the trading platform. No, nothing. There is a lot of coding involved ahead from this point, but not right now. Yeah. If you have to use API, then yeah, it is basically coding only. Otherwise, you can go on to Pro and start trading without even writing anything.
Right. Okay, so I guess we can start with the API now and then we'll come back to his question.
Yeah. We can have another question and answer session after a while. Okay. Thank you. 1 second, hold on. Yeah. Sorry. So let me show you what this is. 1 second. Here. Now, this is a chart for Reliance. Okay. This is a special kind of graph where you see a lot of bars and stacks and everything. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what this is and all. In case anybody is not, I'll just go over what this is. This is called a candlestick plot. Okay, each point of each bar with a it's kind of a roller. Yeah, each one is powered by 4 points of data. Okay, the height of the bar, or rather, okay, the color of the bar depends on decides or tells you which way the prices have moved. If it's a green price, if it's a green bar, that means the prices have increased over that point in interval, and if it's red, it means it has fallen. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, but can we skip the technicals? I think people are also asking, shouldn't we go to the API faster?
All right. Okay. Let's just skip to the API then. The historical module is what will give you all of this data, and yeah, that is what we will be focusing on more today. Basically, that is the one API you need to focus on, that because all your trading and everything will depend on the historical data and all that. So we will focus more on the historical part of the API. Here we go. Now, okay, I'm going to switch to coding now. Here I want to tell you a few things. Okay, first thing I want to know that if you guys all, if you need to use this, you need to have an account with Upstox, and you need to subscribe to the APIs to use them. One thing. Second requirement, you need to have a basic understanding of Node.js or Python or any of these languages and some prior coding experience. Okay, because without coding it is not possible. This will involve a lot of coding. I'll keep it as simple as possible, but still I would assume you guys understand a few of the coding paradigms.